Morgan's going to tell us how she does it, and then we'll kind of maybe have a little open discussion of questions and go from there.
All right, my name's Morgan Denson, and I am a physical therapist at Advanced Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And a little bit about me, I got my Bachelor's of Science at Texas A&M University, and my degree is in exercise physiology. And through that, I was able to work at Personal Edge. It's in Dallas, Texas. We do fitness assessments and exercise and nutrition assessments for several CEOs in Dallas. Kind of got to give them a whole lifestyle plan. Then I went to UT Southwestern in Dallas. I got my master's in physical therapy. And a little bit about kind of my training. I have been an avid runner and swimmer throughout my life. And in high school, I was a district champ and state qualifier. Decided to take a college break and didn't really compete as far as in college. But I did do half marathons and triathlons competitively while I was in college. So some of my recent accomplishments, I do more of the sprint type things where she does the crazy long distance stuff. I enjoy kind of the quicker pace things. I don't have a lot of my times on there because I've done several of them, but done the White Rock half marathon probably about 4 or 5 times, and sprint triathlons anywhere from like 15 to 20 of them. So I've done the Austin Tri-Series where there's like 6 or 7 of them, and the Bridgeland, Sugarland, North Cypress, I don't know. And as far as, you know, I'm not just doing them to do them. I'm competitive in them, like placing probably 3rd or 4th in my age group in each of them, and possibly placed 1st overall in the last one I did.
Depends on whether you bike
First
5
overall
miles or
female,
15
yeah,
miles.
first overall female finisher in the last one I did. And then upcoming, what I have is a triathlon next weekend, and I'm doing Warrior Dash in Austin, which is kind of a shorter obstacle course, trail run type thing. Okay, so how I do it. For me, a big thing is motivation, and there's a slide at the bottom. It's like, get up, time to run. What motivates me? Normally, I have to try to set a goal for the week, and anytime you have a running partner or some sort of workout partner, it helps so much in trying to just set a schedule.
Keeps you from bailing when
Yes.
you have to meet.
So for me, because I cross-train, so I'm doing running, I look at 4 disciplines: running, swimming, biking, and then any type of weight training or strength training. So normally what I'll try to do is take 2 disciplines each day. And like she said, I give myself like 2 or 3 days of rest. So whether I'm, deciding to run or swim or do, running, weightlifting, anything like that, I try to combine 2 at a time. And I do like cross-training because it does give you a break, like your joints a break. And as far as working out, strength training, I'll do upper body and lower body, core training, and circuit training, which is going to be very important as far as your overall fitness. When I do biking and running, it's called brick workouts. I don't know if y'all have heard of that, where you'll cycle 15 to 20 miles. Normally it's what I train for because my biking distance is a little bit shorter. 15 to 20 miles, and then you get off your bike right away and then start running. The reason why it's called a brick workout is because your legs feel like bricks. I try to run probably,
You can feel them.
barely. I try to run like 3 or 4 times a day, and the mileage will vary depending on my goal. So if I'm training for a half marathon, my running mileage will slowly increase. I think that's a big thing, that people try to increase their mileage too quick, too soon. So you want to have, a designated plan on how fast you want to increase that mileage.
I typically say it's supposed to be about 10%.
10%.
You don't want to ever do, increase your mileage more than 10%.
Is that a weekly?
It's weekly.
Weekly.
Yeah, what I do is I would do, 2 back-to-back heavy weeks, and then I would back off in mileage, but then I would do intensity. So I would, it switches which muscle groups you're using, so you're less likely to fatigue one. Fatigue of a group or muscle group is what gets you injured. So it's the repetitiveness of it, which is why the brick workouts and training for triathlons is a little bit easier on your body than training for like an ultramarathon, where you're really just doing a bunch of running. And so if you look at a lot of the ultramarathon training schedules, they just want you to go run a bunch of miles. Well, I didn't do that. My longest mileage I ever got to was a 73-mile week. Longest run was a 40-mile run. But I did back-to-back, like 30-20, 40-10. So I did significant back-to-back. But then the next week I would back off and do a 50-mile week, but I would do some speed work and I would do more intense. So it's all about changing up what you're doing, and never, you're really not supposed to on a weekly basis increase it more than 10%.